What if I told you that your brain is running a simulation right now, and it has been your entire life without you ever noticing? I know that sounds completely backwards. You're not imagining some sci-fi Matrix scenario. But stick with me, because once you see it, you'll never unsee it. And it's about to reframe everything you thought was wrong with you. Right now, as you sit here, you're not just watching this video. Part of you is already living 30 seconds into the future, predicting what I'm going to say, rehearsing what you'd reply, mentally walking through the rest of your day. Most people do this a few times without noticing. You do it constantly. And that is not a flaw. It's the thing you've been told is your problem. And it's actually the closest thing you have to a superpower. Let's start with something that probably happened to you recently. You were about to have a conversation, a hard one. Maybe it was with your boss, maybe a friend or someone you love. And before a single word was spoken, you'd already lived the entire conversation in your head. You saw them react, you heard the tone shift, you felt the sting before it ever happened. Or this. You get a text, and in the 3 seconds before you read it, your mind has already written 6 different versions of what it says, 3 of them catastrophic. And here's the part that exhausts you. Even when the real thing turns out fine, your brain keeps going. It runs the scenario again just to be sure. It files it away. It's never really off. If that's you, if you've ever been told you're too in your head, or that you overthink everything, I want you to know something. You are not broken. You are running a more powerful prediction engine than most people will ever have access to. The problem was never the engine, it's that no one ever taught you what to aim it at. Here's where it gets really interesting. There's a name for what you're doing. It's called predictive processing, and it comes from one of the most influential neuroscientists alive, a man named Carl Friston. His free energy principle argues that your brain isn't a camera passively recording the world. It's a prediction engine, constantly generating models of what's about to happen, then checking reality against them. Most people run a few of these simulations a day. You run them constantly. When Friston's work describes a brain that minimizes surprise by anticipating what comes next, what you hear is a description of your entire inner life. That's not a personality quirk. That's a higher baseline of predictive processing. And the idea that constraints unlock you rather than limit you, that's not motivational fluff either. Cognitive researchers have found that open-ended freedom actually shuts down creative output, while a clear structure gives your mind a shape to push against. Think about water for a moment. Water doesn't need a plan. It needs a channel. Without banks, it spreads thin and goes nowhere. With them, it carves canyons. Your need for structure isn't a cage, it's the riverbank. Because here's the thing most people miss. That prediction engine doesn't just make you overthink. It shows up in 3 specific ways, and all 3 are signs of a mind that's wired differently. You can't stop simulating outcomes. You don't just react to life, you rehearse it. Before you make any decision, even a small one, your brain runs the movie forward. What happens if I say yes? What happens if I stay quiet? You've already lived 5 versions of an outcome most people never even consider. People call it indecision. It's actually rehearsal. You're not stuck. You're running a simulation most people can't afford to run. Here's where it gets really interesting, and it's the one that confuses everyone around you. Most people hear constraints and feel trapped. You hear constraints and feel relief, a deadline, a clear structure, a blank page with a format. Suddenly your mind, which was spinning in every direction, locks into gear. Open-ended freedom paralyzes you. Give you a frame and you build something inside it. That's not a limitation. That's your mind telling you exactly how it works best. This is the one that makes you feel alone. When everyone else is focused on one detail, you're already mapping how that detail connects to everything else. You see systems. You see the second and third order effects nobody's tracking. It's why you spot the flaw in the plan before anyone else does. And it's why you sometimes feel like you're 3 steps ahead in a conversation everyone else is still catching up to. That's not arrogance. That's pattern recognition running at a higher resolution. 3 signs: simulation, constraints, synthesis. And if you're nodding right now, if you've lived all 3, then the rest of this video is for you. Now, I want to pause here, because this is where most people check out. So let's make this real in the next 10 seconds. Here's what I want you to do. And I want you to actually do it, not just nod along. Take the next 60 seconds and ask yourself one question. What is the problem I've been avoiding? Not the busy work, the one thing, the conversation, the decision, the project that you've been circling for weeks. You already know what it is. It's the one your mind keeps running simulations about, over and over, while you do nothing. Now here's the move. That loop you're stuck in, that is the superpower. You've just been aiming it at the wrong target. Instead of simulating everything that could go wrong, run the simulation deliberately. Picture the outcome you actually want. Walk through it once, start to finish, in your head. See the room. Hear the words. Feel the relief on the other side. Because here's the thing. A mind that can't stop predicting will predict something. The only question is whether it's predicting your failure or your next move. So before this video ends, write down one sentence. This week, I will stop avoiding and use my prediction engine to map the way through it. That's it. One sentence. Put it where you'll see it tomorrow morning. Because this is the difference between a machine that burns itself out and a machine that's pointed at something. Same engine, different direction. So here's what I want you to take from this. For years, you've been told that the thing happening inside your head is the problem. The overthinking, the rehearsing, the feeling of being 3 steps ahead of everyone and somehow still behind. But none of that was ever a flaw. It's the signature of a mind that was built to see more, predict more, and understand more than the world around it. You don't have to apologize for it. You don't have to quiet it. You have to aim it. That's the whole difference. And once you do, the exhaustion you've been carrying starts to look less like a burden and more like the cost of running an engine most people will never have. Your brain is a machine. Stop apologizing for it. Start using it. If this landed for you, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear it. I'll see you in the next one.